All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. I believe you can. Yes, brilliant. This is Nick Kramer again, coming to you from this is Race on Oz. Sorry, just a little bit flustered here because I'm doing this not a normal way that I normally do it. Yeah, straight from the PlayStation. But anyway, how are we all going? This is round 2, Div 1, Gran Turismo 7 League, race on a Sunday night. This week, we are at Willow Springs Raceway. Shouldn't be too much longer before we get, we kick off here. Should be kicking off pretty shortly. So Willow Springs, 9 turns, 4 kilometres. I think we're going to do 36 laps this evening. So... And as I say that, we're about to... Ooh, I thought there was a driver leaving. So 36 laps tonight. It is early morning, misty, a little bit of sunshine and lots of clouds is the conditions. And we're about to get qualifying kicked off right now. So a quick 10-minute quali, and then we're going to do 36 laps around this 9-turn, 4-kilometre circuit. Let's get some info up. There we go. And get rid of the names, I reckon, because you can see them on the side there. All right, cool. Here we go. So C. Fleming, it was a good race last week. Ranger took it out. It was a 3-way battle that turned into a 2-way battle that eventually... only one was left standing, so it was the driver that made the least mistakes, and Ranger was the man who was able to deal with all the pressure, soak it all up, and he took home the victory. So we'll see how that goes tonight. We'll see a little bit of drifting there from A. Matthews. This is a circuit with a lot of constant radius turns, so those tyres do cop an absolute pounding around here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they all stack up tonight. There is one stop required, a mandatory stop in this division as well. So you'll see that this evening too. So we've got 12 in the room. That's Ren. There's a few different liveries. A bit of a V8 supercar livery there. As we're just on board here with C. Fleming. Let's go for a tour, if you like, of the circuit. See what sort of time you can set here, but as I was saying, long radius corners, so the tyres are under a lot of pressure throughout the lap. The other thing also is that there's not much runoff either, so there's no tarmac runoffs, and as you can see, there's a lot of desert around as well. So it is this is located actually in the Mojave Desert, this track. So as you can see, there is a fair bit of a round. So you make a mistake, you can get punished pretty severely around here, especially through here. I've experienced it myself here in open lobbies, just getting punted off, and it's a long way out there. So I was in the driver's briefing as well, just to be quite mindful of that too. As C. Fleming come around the final turn here, sets a time of a 1:18.3. So A. Matthews coming through, he goes top of the times. Groover, he's just starting a lap. That was K. McDonald, goes straight to the top of the timetables. This, I think, is starting a lap. Where are we? GT King. No, he's not going to set a time with that. And we got someone. Oh, Nathan going for a little bit of an excursion there. So just making his way back onto the circuit. Here's last week's race winner, using all of the track there. This is his out lap, so I might go back to K. McDonald. He's rocking a McLaren livery tonight. I'm liking it. So cruising up the back part of the the track here. I think that's Groover with him there, who lets him through. So sun starting to peek out a little bit more here. So it is early morning conditions, expected to be quite overcast. 36 laps. And you can see there, Kate McDonald running a little bit wide. But he's all good. He goes even faster, 17.9. That is very, very quick indeed. This is Sid. He did quite well last week. He just got caught up in a early lap incident there. He was fighting for the lead. He was in the top 3. He just got caught up there. So let's see if he can rectify that this evening. As he's making his way up through 3, now through turn 4. Sort of down a little dip here, if you like. There we go. So we've seen that a fair bit already this evening. So these guys exploring the full track limits of the circuit. His best so far is an 18.303. He's up on his best time right now. And then through turns 8 and 9, it just goes on forever and ever and ever. As you can see here, it just drops down to 5th gear. Just holding about 190 clicks through there. And what sort of time does he do? He improves an 18.1, so good enough for P2 there. Matthew's just getting his pit stop out of the way. Who else do we have here? This is Ren. I hope that's how I pronounce it. 18.4 was his best time. Good enough for P5 right now. C. Butler just getting some work done in the pits there. We'll get away from him for now. This is Nathan in the Converse All-Star liveried Toyota Supra tonight. So his P9 is does improve, but not in position. So almost a second faster. 19.3 is his best right now. Go to the who's out here. This is K McDonald. So this is our pole sitter. Looks like he's up on the best time as we ride on board with him, as he'll come through turn 8, the sweeping right-hander, which then leads him into turn 9. So this will be who can be the bravest coming too wide through there tonight. Be risk of getting punted off. He's not going to improve on that time at all, so he will go again. Let's pick up someone who might be on a hot lap. This is an out lap. This is C. Fleming. He's currently P5. Don't think we'll have too much longer left to go. He's on an out lap as well. GT King, he doesn't improve on his best time, so he is currently P7 right now. I'm trying to pick up Nathan. Here he comes. So his best is a 1:19.3. As he approaches the line, let's see if he can improve on that. No, he can't. So a 19.6 that time around. Oh, K McDonald runs deep. That's at turn 5. So that's all she wrote for that one. Sid, he's currently our pole sitter. See if he can improve on his time. An 18.159 is his best. K McDonald just beats it, so he's got a time to aim for here. Ty's squealing, begging for mercy as he comes through the final turn. Up this front, long front straight. An 18.2, so not quite good enough for his best time. This is Ranger beginning a lap. He's P3. He's on an out lap. This is Al Tame. Currently in P4. He's only done one lap, a 1:23.6. Doesn't quite make sense though if the other guys are doing 18s, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's see what he sets here on his second timed run. 1:18.4, so he'll remain there in P4. That's A. Matthews going for a bit of a spin. As we're back to K McDonald, he's on an out lap. This is Sid, he's in P2. He's on a hot lap right now. Let's stay with him for a bit. So we've seen already plenty of drivers not afraid to explore the limits of the track and over. He's well down on his best time. We'll move on. Ranger's on a out lap. This is El Tame. Coming, sliding through 4 and 5 there. Turn 6, which is Monroe Bridge, I believe. Yeah, Monroe. This is turn 8. The sweeper is what it's referred to as. Obviously a real life circuit. Turn 9 is turn 9, and then, oh, there we go. So that's what I was talking about earlier. You can see that happen in the race, and that's see how much of an effect it has on his lap time. And I think it was just wasn't allowed on that time around. A. Matthews on an out lap. Who's that crossing the line coming through? Can't find it. K. McDonald, currently P1. Let's see if he can improve his time. It's not giving me times on the right hand side of the screen for some reason or another. His best is a 17.9. Oh, and he beats it by 4 thousandths of a second. So, even faster. What has Sid got in reply? Ooh, an 18.7. So it still remains in P2. This is, I think that's it. I think qualifying is over, judging by the behaviour on the circuit right now. So our grid is K. McDonald, Sid, Ranger, L. Tame, A. Matthews, C. Fleming, GT King, Ren, Crunch, Groover, Butler, and Nathan in P12. That is the grid. All set for round 2 of Gran Turismo 7 League Div 1 Season 1. So round 2 will get underway very, very shortly. Once these guys get themselves all sorted out, we'll be back very shortly. Alright, here we go. We'll wait for the lights to go green. Obviously, false starts will be penalised. Here's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Round 2, let's go racing. Good start from everyone. Looks like K. McDonald got a pretty good job. Ranger just trying to split him up the middle there in P3. So they come down for the race to turn 1. And it's Sid leading them away from K. McDonald. Ranger coming through there. L. Tame, C. Fleming, Matthews as well. GT King is in there. Looks like everyone's managed to get away relatively well as they all make their way through round, up to turn 3 here. And it's Sid from K. McDonald from Ranger. And everyone looks like they've made a really decent start. And we've got this one flying straight away. So out in front, Ranger, this is where he was last week in P3. Just let the other two do their thing while he sat back and waited for his opportunity to pounce. So in a very similar position to this evening. So 36 laps. That's a lot of laps around here. As they come through turn 8, the sweeper for the first time into turn 9. And it's going to be Sid leading them away. K. McDonald, Ranger, L. Tame. Looks like C. Fleming might have thought about having a look up the inside there into turn 1. Castrol corner. just thought different of it. So it was in the driver's briefing. That was a point of interest, that corner there, just to be careful. This is GT King. Alright, so a good start. We've got a little 4 or 5 car group, if you like, just at the front there, making their way. Coming down through turn 5, kick up a little bit of dust. So Sid leading them through turn 7. We're now into the sweeper. So it looks like Altane was all over the back of Ranger, or was it C. Fleming? Just trying to figure it out. But Sid there just trying to break the toe up the front straight. As they file into turn 1. So this is really good action. There's a 5-car group here with A. Matthews just hanging in there, and GT King trying to keep his name in the mix there as well. As we see, that was K. McDonald, I think, just kicking up a little bit of dust, a little bit of dirt. Do like that livery though, the McLaren-esque livery. Formula One's on tonight. Oh, that was someone making a move up the inside. I think that was Altane by the looks of it. Look at this, almost going 3 wide. This is some good racing. This is Altane, C. Fleming, A. Matthews, more dust getting kicked up. So we've seen plenty of it in qualifying as well in the race already. We're only 3 laps deep. So plenty to go in this one. I think one of the braking markers got taken out there by the looks of it. And C. Fleming's just going to try and duck into the toe here. He's got A. Matthews, his mirror's full of him right now. A little bit bumpy into turn 1. This is a good little battle here. So just not a lot of margin for error on this circuit. No big massive runoff areas. It's just a desert for as far as the eye can see. It's a good little scrap here. Track just tightens here, then it's down the hill. Some nice lines through there. So this a nice little scrap with A. Matthews tucked in behind. The other 3 cars in front are Sid, K. McDonald and Ranger. It's in descending order. So there are race leaders, 1, 2, 3. So go through the sweeper. Let's see if he can get a toe up the front straight. Oh, just sort of, car just drifted out slightly. Don't think it was enough to upset. And then GT King though, he's going to have a look at A. Matthews. Oh, gets a little bit on the outside there on the dirt again. And we've been in the braking zone of turn 1, a little bit of contact, but nothing too severe there. This is some good action. Looks like he's trying to just take a little inside line there. A. Matthews just cutting it off. This is C. Fleming. We go back on board with him. We'll go away from that camera angle for now for a little bit. We'll go back to the broadcast angle. Nice shot there, giving us an idea of the field, how spread out it is. Here we go. So that was, I think C. Fleming was able to get through. You got Altane looking to make a move on A. Matthews. So these 3 here, this is in 4th, 5th and 6th. The other three have kind of broken away. So you got a group of three at Sid, K. McDonald and Ranger. And then after that, C. Fleming, A. Matthews, L. Tame and GT King. Just hanging in there in that green and black liveried Super. Oh no, A. Matthews has gone wide there. Oh, he's going to go around. Oh, almost all the way around. He's got the windscreen wipers going and everything. So he's pressing buttons left, right and centre. He was managed to gather it up and keep it facing relatively the right way. He didn't spin around, fortunate for him, but he comes under attack straight away by Red and C. Butler. They're looking to go around the outside. He's got the inside line here. Oh, Ren almost ran onto the dirt. Oh, almost going 3 wide through there. So A. Matthews has got his hands full right now after that little mistake. And he's got Ren all over the back of him and C. Butler. He's just waiting for his opportunity to pounce as well and take advantage of this situation here. Here we go, side by side now. As they go through turn 7. Now into the sweeper. They're going to go side by side action here. And looks like A. Matthews is able to just steady the ship for now. He's got a long way to work himself back up to where he was before. Let's see if he can hold off Ren. Looks like Ren trying to get a nice little toe here. Oh no, he's done it again, A. Matthews, almost. So just struggling with Casserole Corner there. Not too sure if that was just a coincidence again through there or just struggling with something about that turn, but he's going to have to figure that out because he's got 29 more laps. He's going to have to do it 29 more times at least. So you'll have to work it out on the fly. Who else is in there? This is Groover. We'll get back to the front. So it's Sid from K. McDonald from Ranger. That's your top 3. There they go. 1, 2, 3. And then that little group, little trio, they're kind of starting to spread apart a little bit as well now. So you can see the times on the right hand side there. Might just start having a bit of a look at that as they come across the line. An 18.5 for Ranger, an 18.2 for K. McDonald and an 18.2 for Sid. So 3/10 the difference between Sid, K. McDonald, those two doing 18.2s. Ranger was doing an 18.3. So the pace out front pretty rapid right now for the early stages of this one. See some nice hot air ballooning happening in the background. That'd be a nice little nice deal, wouldn't it? Go up there in a hot air balloon and watch some car racing at the same time. So we can see Ranger in the background, not Ranger, GT King just in the background there. That other little trio of C. Fleming, L. Tame and GT King. So races really settled down into a nice rhythm. And these three just finding their way very nicely in the opening stages of this one. And here's the next trio here. C. Fleming, L. Tame and GT King. So this is 4th, 5th and 6th. And then after that, we have these guys here. Crunch and Groover. And then A. Matthews trying to work his way back. He's got Ren managed to get past him. And he's trying to do the same. He's got the Bottle-O V8 Supercar livery. He's going to send it up the inside. Makes a bit of contact. It's not the first time we've seen that tonight from A. Matthews. Going to have to be pretty careful here. So easy to ruin someone's race, if not your race at the same time. So a little puff of dirt coming from Groover there. We see it again. So these guys really pushing the limits. A. Matthews just not the same pace as what we've seen up the front there though. His last lap was at 19. Oh, kind of get the feeling that he's not the happiest a person right now. going to have to cool himself down a little bit, regather himself and get that under control. Doesn't want to take himself out here. So go through the sweeper into turn 9. Got a nice little battle brewing up ahead. We'll skip ahead. Here we go. Oh, that was Crunch who got on the dirt. Car got very tail happy. And that was enough to lose him a couple of spots, unfortunately for him. So he's dropped 2 spots down into P9. And Groover has managed to take the opportunity to just sneak ahead there of GT King, has he? He has? No? Just trying to figure it out. See Fleming in there. Okay. Oh, that was Ren. Oh, no! That was Crunch! He's almost gone, Crunch. We've lost. This is our first off-track excursion for the evening. And that's Crunch. So he's lost it there, just coming into turn 3. That hard braking zone. So unfortunate for him. He's dropped all the way down into P11. Being followed by this man, C. Butler. But out in front, it's Sid, K. McDonald and Ranger. That's your top 3. They've just been cruising. It's been all the action has been happening at the sort of the midfield, if you like. This is C. Fleming. It's all over the back of Al Tame. So they go up the front straight. We've seen this happen already. A little bit of Morse code, just letting him know that he's there. Is he going to pull out? No, he's not. Nice and steady through turn 2, called Rabbitier. This is where we saw Crunch go off just on the last lap. What times are these guys setting? 18.9. Throwing the car through there. So C. Fleming giving chase to Al Tame. It kicks up a little bit of dust there as well again. So we've seen that happen plenty of times. Just the nature of this circuit. I wonder if that's just opened up the opportunity though for C. Fleming just to latch onto the back of the Toyota of Al Tame. This is pretty much where we picked him up last lap. Ooh, he runs a little wide onto the marbles. See if he can get a tow. He did get a tow last time, but it looks like he had a speed advantage, but he's going to change his mind this time. No, he's not. So he'll stay the course for now. I do believe he's a New Zealander, judging by the flag of his next to his name. It's got kind of a New Zealand-esque livery as well, so I think it'd be safe to assume. Let's have a quick look through the rest of the field if there's any. I can't see too much other action. This is Groover and Ren. That seems to have settled down between those two. That's P7 and 8 right now. And I think all the action is back up here between these 3. This is the lead though right now. We'll just kind of give them a little bit of shine. So Sid from K. McDonald from Ranger. That's the gap between all 3 cars. So Sid lapped an 18.399 on the last one. Let's see what he can do here. An 18.4. What was K. McDonald? An 18.4 flat. And Ranger was an 18.440. So the pace very similar amongst the top 3 there. And then this is Al Tame and C. Fleming swapping positions. And C. Fleming's got him. So he took a couple of laps to set him up. Picked his moment. I don't think that's a car that's gone off. It's just some dust that's been, dirt that's been flicked up. Yeah, so C. Fleming moves up into P4 now. Go plunge down through turn 5 there to Monroe Bridge. This is this little kink here, turn 7, wings leg. Don't know why it's called that. My research didn't extend that far. As they once again, this final part of the track. It does have an average speed of about 156 kilometers around here, this circuit, so it is extremely fast. Let's see what Al Tame does. He does an 18.8. It's a 19.4 to Al Tame and an 18.9 to GT King. So Al Tame just lost a little bit of lap time on that last one around, but he'll be looking to make that up. This is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Out in front, it's still the same Sid, K McDonald and Ranger. And then the rest of the field's kind of relatively spread out. We are starting to approach, or we are approaching the halfway mark. So we're lap 14 of 36. So obviously halfway is lap 18. No pit stops as of yet. We will wait. And these three just battling it out there. Right in the groove right now. Ooh, a little wide there. Just seeing if that opens it up for GT King. Gonna go on board with him. He has a look, but thinks better of it. Little short shift up into 5th, sorry, from 4th. And I think now at this stage it's going to be, oh no, oh what a save, Kenneth, whoa, that was a cracking save from GT King then. Whew. Wow. Rewind that one again. I wish I did have a replay button. That was phenomenal. We're on board with him as well, so watch that one back if you can. Whew, baby, that was awesome. Good driving to him. Unfortunately, he's lost a bit of time though. So you can see the other two cars here. This is Al Tame we go on board with. He's trying to get past C. Fleming. These two exchanged positions a couple of laps ago. Al Tame will be wanting to return the favour. But man, that was a save and a half from GT King. And he's not going to send it up the inside into turn 1 here, into Castrol Corner. He'll just follow him through turn 2. And it's going to be a case of just biding his time, waiting for his moment to strike. Out in front, there's been no change in the lead. So it's still Sid from K McDonald from Ranger. Just having a look here, an 18.7 to C. Fleming, an 18.6 to Al Tame, and a 19.8 to GT King. So we obviously saw him have that big moment. Would have lost himself a lot of time. Now it looks like the top 3 have become more of a duo rather than a trio. So this is K McDonald giving chase to Sid, and they seem to have dropped Ranger a little bit. We'll check lap times in a moment. We'll see what they do on this one. Last trip around it was an 18.6. So what Sid got in store for us here. He does an 18.6 again, I believe. An 18.6 from K McDonald. And an 18.5 from Ranger. So faster by a 10th, but he's just fallen off the back of these two. He wasn't not as close as he was earlier. But speaking of getting close, K McDonald is closing in on the back of Sid now. So running wide on the dirt. So they've been matching lap times. So case now. K McDonald working out when he can pounce. These guys really pushing too. This has been that pace in the 18, got as low as the 18.2s over the last 5 laps. So really pushing hard, giving it everything. So we'll see if K McDonald can try and squeeze a little bit closer to Sid up the main straight. An 18.3 that time around. At turn 1, it's such a quick corner as well. Just trying to just ease it around. Try and keep as much momentum through the turn as possible. And now into the tricky turn 3, climbing up the little hill here. And it sort of just comes at you on turn 4. Budweiser balcony. And then you go down the hill here and just want to make sure you don't get too greedy through there. End up really unsettling the car and end up running off. But these guys know what they're doing, as you can see. So you can obviously with the onboard see just how hard he is working to keep that car moving in the right direction. Let's see what he does this time around. What lap time? An 18.2. Sid goes an 18.229, so it's a slugfest right now, matching each other. And yeah, they've just started to open up that gap between these two and Ranger. But as we saw last week though, this is similar to his race, Ranger's race. He ended up winning, while the other two did make mistakes out in front. And he was the driver who didn't make mistakes, and because of that, he was able to win. So, you know, a little bit of fortune, but you got to be there. You have to be, the right place at the right time. And he had the pace to match him as well, and he was up the front, so he was able to take advantage. So the gap not as close, still pretty tight though between these two for the lead. As we've gone over halfway now. So I might do a quick little recap as we cross the line here on this one. It gives you a pretty good idea of the gap between K McDonald and Ranger. So an 18.4, Sid did an 18.3, so hence the gap is just extended ever so slightly. This is Ranger, so C Fleming in P4. In 5th is GT King. I really like that livery. P6 is Ren. Groover. They're all kind of a bit lonely right now, these guys. L-Tame, he's got Nathan for a little bit of company, but Nathan's going to have to pick it up a bit to stay with him. This is Crunch, he's all by himself. And then you got A. Matthews, so he's down there in P11 after his early race struggles. And then bringing up the rear of the field is C. Butler in the Coca-Cola liveried Supra. Do like it, very nicely turned out car. He's in P12. So Sid is fastest lap, 17.9. Thought that's fast. And K McDonald doing his utmost, try and get himself past the Wood One car. Let's see what sort of time he sets on this one around lap 20. An 18.5 and an 18.2 to K McDonald. And 18.3 to Ranger. So he's not giving up by any means. He's going to do his utmost to stay with these two. But right now it's Sid and K McDonald battling it out for spot number 1 on the circuit. Have to start thinking about pit stops soon. You can see the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, the fuel gauge, almost to the last quarter of the tank. So they need to come in and top up a little bit as well. So tyres, I don't believe are mandatory. Fuel is. They start with 100% fuel. I do remember that from last week. Here we go, up the front straight. 18.5 and 18.3, so Sid responds 2/10 quicker on that lap. Ranger in 18.7, so looks like he's made a little mistake because that's his first venture into the 18.7, so he's had a little, hasn't gone to plan somewhere along the last lap. So we've seen that happen time and time again, especially through that section of the track. It's that dirt and dust getting kicked up. So 14 laps left, 22 down, 14 to go. And this is the front two, Sid and K McDonald. And Ranger doing his utmost to try and just stick with him, hang in there. He's got a podium right now, but obviously he'd like to be a couple of steps further up. 18.253 from K McDonald, 18.1 from Sid. So he responds again. This is a cracking battle between these two. Ranger goes in 18.3, so significantly faster than his last lap around. He's managed to get himself back in the groove. But Sid and K McDonald just going punch for punch right now. And here's Groover making a stop. Where is he? Here he is. Is he going to change tyres? There's the fuel going in. Looks like he had a quarter of a tank left. And that's it. So off he goes. Just over halfway on the fuel tank, and that will be enough to get him home. So our first pit stop has happened. In the meantime, let's get back to these two who are just going blow for blow right now. An 18.253 on that last lap. Ranger just ever so slightly dropping off. Alright, what have we got this time around? An 18.26, an 18.246, so almost identical lap times. These guys pushing each other. This is a great battle. Rest of the field is pretty spread out, so this is where the action is on the track. Everyone's still circulating as we go on board again with K McDonald. It's always an interesting position, isn't it? P2, P1. You know, the guy in second's got something to aim for. He's got something to chase. When you're in the lead, though, it's that different mentality of, you know, keep that guy behind you, but you've got to concentrate on your own race at the same time. So two different mindsets, both aiming for the same thing. They go through turn 9. Oh, he runs a little bit wide there, and I reckon that might have cost him a little bit of time. Yeah, it is an 18.378. That's still a fast time, but an 18.167 that time from Sid. So He didn't make that mistake. And that's just opened up a little bit of a gap there for Sid, a little bit of breathing room. As we've got Ren coming in for his stop. Here he comes. And he's changing tyres. He was pretty close to being empty as well in fuel. And they're just filling it up, and away he goes. And he gets his stop out of the way. Oh, as A. Matthews just slips through. He's yet to make his stop though. Watching it through the dust cloud. Alright, so we've had a few stops. Started to filter through. Back to the front. 6/10 is the gap. Oh, an 18 flat and 18.159. Wow, the pace is unrelenting right now between these two, pushing each other to the limits. What a Ranger go, an 18.2. That's one of his best times as well. I think that's his second fastest time for the evening. Oh no! Oh, this is K. McDonald. He's made a mistake. This is deja vu last week for Ranger. He's facing the wrong way. So he made that just coming into out of turn 2 there. I just caught the early part of it. I saw a big puff of dust. I didn't think anything of it because we'd seen that so often already tonight. But I think I saw a re-wing facing the wrong way. So that's K. McDonald. He's made a mistake. He's got C. Fleming right behind him. He's going to have to gather it up again. And now that is manna from heaven for Sid. So this is the gap between him and then Ranger. Let's see what time he puts in, but he'll notice that he doesn't have that black and papaya orange super behind him. He goes, I think that's the fast, it's his, no, not his fastest lap of the race. This is 1:17.9 is his fastest, and 18.110. C. Fleming making his stop now, pitting in from P5. Let's see if he changes tyres as well. Not looking like it. No, he's just going to fill her up. He was pretty close to being empty as well. And away he goes. So GT King and all of that, he's moved up into P4. We've got a yellow flag. Overtaking is prohibited. Not too sure what that was about. But anyway. But this is K. McDonald and is that Ranger right in front of him? So he's come up on the back of Ranger super quick there. And Sid's a mile out in front now. Oh, someone at this is Al Tame. So that's what the yellow flag was for in that instance. I don't know what it was earlier on. He's got a blue flag. Give way to far. Oh dear, he's not having a good time of it right now, Al Tame. That's not enjoyable. We've all been there though. Alright, he's back underway. So, alright, he's down there in P12. But this man here, he's at the opposite end of the field. He's in P1. This is Sid. Well, at 28 of 36, so we're starting to close in on the finish of this one. And K. McDonald is doing exactly that. He's closing in on the rear wing of Ranger. So even though he had that mistake and cost him a bucket load of time and a spot, oh, as he goes up the inside, is he going to get it done here? K. McDonald, yes he is. So he retakes second position. Didn't really look like there was too much Ranger could do there. And there's GT King just lurking in the background. So K. McDonald has got a lot of work to do to get himself back up on the rear wing of Sid. who is just about to finish his lap here, and 18.3 was his best time, was his time on that one. What about K McDonald? What's he got on this one? An 18.6, a 19.5 from Ranger there, so not great. That's the state of the race. There was GT King in the background in P4. And we've got a trio of cars here. Crunch, Ren, and A. Matthews. This is for 6th, 7th, and 8th. $18.2 for Ren on that lap 27. And 18.5. So Crunch, we saw him have a little, he had an off earlier on, but he's done well to get himself into 6th. And, oh, here we go, Sid is in the pits. Will he take tyres? I doubt it. No, just fuel. Look at that. The light was flashing. He ran it all the way to the end. He ran it as low as he could. And away he goes. He's going to come out in 4th by the looks of things. Yes. Alright, so there's GT King. He's currently P3. Ranger, and then K McDonald. So leading this one, but he has a pit stop still, and there we go. I think his petrol light's flicking, flashing as well. So we'll probably see him in at the end of this lap here. We're lap 30 of 36, so not much longer left in this one. This has been round 2, Division 1, Season 1 of Race on Oz GT7 League. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, give us a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We got plenty of action on the Race on Oz channel. Plenty of ACC. Obviously, we've got GT7 as well now. Oh, and K McDonald's going to continue on. So is Ranger. So a 17.8 from K McDonald. Fastest lap of the race, obviously, with that low fuel load, and 18 flat from Ranger, and I think that would probably be one of his fastest times as well. GT King in 18.4, and Sid, obviously that was his out lap as well after the pit stop at 20.8. So this effectively is our race leader we have on screen, and sun's starting to peek through here. Still a lot of cloud hanging around though. Yeah, but Sid, he's been in dominating form. And K McDonald was all over the back of him, but just that little mistake cost him big time. But he's managed to recoup the position in P2. And he's gone to purple sector. So he's absolutely flying, enjoying this low fuel load. You would have to think he comes in this lap. It doesn't look like there's much left in that petrol tank. But I have been made... Oh, he's going again! And Ranger, though. Ranger's coming in. I don't know how K McDonald's going to get around here. Here we go. So, just fuel only. Way too late for... yeah. There he goes. This is GT King in the pits. He's just getting petrol. Fuel. And he's done. So K McDonald, look at that. Look how much fuel is left. He's on fumes almost. And he's pushing it too. So that last lap was a 17.9. The lap before that was a 17.8. So there's no lifting and coasting going on here. He's absolutely flying. We've seen him do that plenty of times tonight, so that's no big shock there with the cutting the corner. All legally, of course. He's going to make it too. Will he go another lap? That would be incredible. Oh, look, it's down to nothing now. He's run that all the way down to absolutely the last little dregs are in that fuel tank right now. I mean, that's impressive, you know. That is really impressive. Time that to absolute perfection. Here we go. So here's his stop. Obviously no tyres, will just be fuel. It's quick splash and dash. And Sid has come through. Where's Ranger? Oh no, oh there's Ranger right there. So he's in P2. We're lap 33, 36. Sid is way out in front. So this has worked out perfectly for him. He had a massive gap anyway. K McDonald did his absolute best there to hold on to P2. I think he knew that was about the best he could get tonight. And now he's going to have to fight for it. So earlier on, we saw him get past Ranger. It didn't look like there was too much Ranger could do. But we know that Ranger's no slouch. There's that dust coming up again. Oh, this is going to be a race to the end for the final two spots on the podium. This is just to decide second and third. We can see Sid further up there in the foreground. So he just needs to cruise around here and he can take out victory if he just keeps it on the track. Obviously nothing is for certain, no. So you'll have to concentrate on the final few laps of this one. Ranger though, he's going to have to concentrate even harder to keep K McDonald behind him. He goes an 18.2. That was obviously a 20.4 from K McDonald on that one after the pit stop. So obviously you don't lose a massive amount of time. It's not that big of a difference. Oh no, 32.7, sorry, on the pit stop lap. My mistake. Might just have a quick look at these two. This is C. Fleming and GT King. So this is for fourth spot. Fourth and fifth, respectively. So we've got a good little battle here for second and third and fourth and fifth. I think both of these cars have pitted as well. Let's have a look how K McDonald's going. Will he have a chance to launch it into turn one? Hasn't really presented itself as much of an overtaking spot though throughout the race tonight, so it's going to prove to do the same again as K McDonald goes at 17.819. So that is the fastest lap of the race. He's doing it at the right time too. Ranger went 18.1 though, 0.3 slower. And lap 35 and 36, so 2 to go including this one. Can Ranger keep the hard charging K McDonald behind him and secure that P2? This will be great for the championship for him. Obviously taking home victory last week. He's looking likely to get another podium here. It's just deciding which step. Will it be step number 2 or step number 3? We've got about a lap and a half to find out. Sid, he's just blown them all away tonight. Here you can see he's got a fair gap between these two. And K McDonald now, he will know that it's the last lap. Last chance saloon. Oh, he's going, I'm not going to wait for the last lap to do it. I'm going to do it on this lap. I'm out of here. Ranger just gets a little bit on the dirt and that's it. So K McDonald, he just needs to keep Ranger behind him for one more lap. Ranger did an 18.9. K McDonald did an 18.3 on that lap. So 0.6 faster, and obviously that was enough to get himself up into P2. Ranger, they still won't be necessarily unhappy with that. A start to the season of P1 and P3. 2 podiums. You'd think that he'd be pretty happy with that, as K McDonald sets the purple sector. So he's going to push it all the way to the very end. You just have to make sure he doesn't push it too far and cross the limits and throw away this podium spot. But it has been this man as he makes his way up through Wings Leg. Now into turn 8, the sweeper. And he's got Crunch just ahead of him. But it's been a dominant performance from this man tonight, Sid. He made the mistake last week, but not tonight. As he comes through the final turn onto the front straight. Congratulations, round 2, Div 1, flashing the lights. It is Sid. Congratulations. He takes home victory. K McDonald, he's going to take the second spot on the podium. Well done to him, and Ranger as well. Great racing from those two. Here comes Steve Fleming. He's going to come home in a well-deserved P4. GT King in 5th. Then we've got Ren, who's coming through the final turn now. So if he just is able to hold on there, yes he is. And he will finish in P6. Congratulations to him. Checkered flag there, waving. A. Matthews down there in P7, so nice recovery from him. Groover, solid P8 there. And Nathan, he's a fair way behind. But tonight, it was this man, Sid. He was unstoppable. Great drive from him, dominating from the get-go. I think most people have crossed the line now. This is Nathan coming home in 9th spot. A little bit of weaving. Mate, it's not Gran Turismo unless you pull the handbrake when you go over the line. Here's C. Butler in 10th. Well done to him. And in 11th spot is Crunch in the Toyota Gazoo Racing liveried Toyota Supra. He comes across, and that is that. So congratulations to Sid, who took home victory in round 2. Well done to him. Beautiful. All right, well, that is it, everyone. Round 2 is in the books. We will be back next week for round 3. Same time, same channel. We're at the high speed ring. That's going to be exciting because it's a Gran Turismo track. We've had 2 real life tracks. Now we're going to go to a Gran Turismo track for round 3. So check us out next week. If you haven't done so already, throw us a like, throw us a subscribe. Plenty of action here. Tuesday night is the final round, the Enduro for the ACC boys, the PS5 division. So you can check out Vic Chan and Slambo and Jamie all in action then. But until then, we'll see you next week for round 3. My name's Nick. Have a good evening. I will see you next time.